Hello, my name is Richard Sanford. I'm standing now in the La Encantada vineyard of the Alma Rosa winery. We're here in the San Ynez Valley of Santa Barbara County in the Santa Rita Hills area, actually the Santa Rita Hills appellation. Something quite remarkable here as we look toward the west is that in the distance that fog line is actually the coast. And years ago, I became interested in the geography of wine. I had studied geography at the University of California at Berkeley. And in 1965, I was drafted into the Vietnam service and served 3 years in Vietnam. But coming back from that, recognizing that I had to be involved in something that was more earthly connected, I decided it should be farming grapes and making wine. So I had become interested in the geography of wine, and I looked back in the climate records back to the turn of the last century and compared the climates of Burgundy with those of different places in California. And it was quite interesting. There was a geographic anomaly that really jumped out at me, and that was the transverse mountain range in California. So if you look at a map, or if you drive from Los Angeles towards Santa Barbara, you're actually driving west. And this is one of the very few east-west running mountain ranges in North America. And it opens to the west to the ocean. So this breeze that we feel now is coming right off the ocean and moderating our growing climate. So Pinot Noir tends to like a very cool and moderate growing climate. So it was here in 1970 that I was able to interest some investors to participating with me. And along with a partner, we planted what was then called the Sanford and Benedict Vineyard in 1970. And it also gave me a chance to come back and reconnect with something more natural, that the war experience was not a great experience for me. There was a certain rejection that occurred with the people coming back from the war, and so my being here in this beautiful physical location, it was wonderful to connect with nature. And for me, it's been a spiritual journey as well, that I lived on that ranch, the Sanford and Benedict Vineyard, for about 8 years with no electricity, just gas lights. And I developed my own personal philosophy, very connected with nature, only recognizing later on that the tenets of Taoism were very, very similar. And that, Taoism was a spiritual philosophy that people had been believing in for 4,000 years. And here it was coalescing beautifully with my own personal philosophy. So Eastern spiritual philosophy has become very important to me. Over the time, we've grown a number of different vineyards, and my wife Tekla, over 20 years ago, suggested that I grow the grapes organically. She said, Richard, why don't we just grow the grapes organically? And I said, well, I'm not sure if that's possible. And I have come to learn since then that the wonderful thing about organic growing is, and an important consideration, is that the farmer believed that it's possible. It is possible. And so in 2 years, 22 years ago, we weaned ourselves of all chemical herbicides and pesticides and have been growing our grapes organically ever since. There's been a real conflict between organic wines in the marketplace, the quality. Of course, organic wines aren't protected with sulfur dioxide, and they tend to oxidize rather easily. They turn sort of sherry-like or madderized, and we lose some of that beautiful bright fruit. So we want to continue to protect our wines with sulfur dioxide. And it must have been 12 years ago, we finally decided that maybe there was some sort of opportunity marketing-wise if we should become certified. So we became certified. We were actually the first vineyard certified organic in Santa Barbara County, and continue to be the largest. We've been certified with the CCOF, which is California Certified Organic Growers, or California Certified Organic Farmers. I'm very proud of our certification, and we used to have 350 acres certified, but I've gone through a separation from Sanford Winery and have established the Alma Rosa Winery. My wife and I established Alma Rosa Winery with all considerations of sustainability, focusing on the glass that we use and the kinds of materials used in our winemaking, all organic vineyards, and sustainability even going on to how we treat our people and the responsibility with which we conduct our business. So I like to think that it's an enterprise that is focusing entirely on sustainable issues. You know, it's important that I think Paul Hawken was saying the 3 Ps. The profits are important. It's important to have a viable business. People are important, the employees that we have, and place is important, protecting the environment. So as we've driven around this vineyard, recognizing there are no fences to keep the wildlife out, we encourage the wildlife to come through the vineyard. We do some bird netting around the perimeter of the vineyard to protect against deer depredation. And we have intentionally left some of this space open here so that the wildlife can move through freely. I think it's important to have wildlife corridors because, as you can see here with the mountains and the Santa Ynez River down in the valley bottom, it's important that the wildlife be able to come from the hills into the river. I hope you enjoy Alma Rosa wines and feel confident in having your Alma Rosa wines if they are from our own estate vineyards, that they're entirely grown free of any chemical herbicides and pesticides. They're organically certified.